welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I'm fixing to cook some catfish. I've had them in the refrigerator a couple of days. They part near froze in a few spots, but I've got some, and these are these small ones I caught the other day. I'm gonna fry them whole. They'll just be delicious that way. So I'm gonna try, I wanna use this Superior Catfish breading. So I'm gonna pour it in my shaker. It is already pre-seasoned. I don't have to do anything but put it in here. And y'all, one of these little bags of it is enough for one good fish frying. I mean, you set little old bitty bag, you see how much meal wound up? So let's get these fillets first. My grease is about hot. I've already heated my lard up over there. So I've got about, so once I do that, the flies is bad. So I'm putting this screen thing over my stuff. I can't handle flies on my stuff. So this shaker, and y'all, you can get these shakers at Academy. You can find them on Amazon. I think I got this one at probably Bass Pro Shop at some point, I think. Just shake it around. I love this shaker though. If you ain't got one, you need to get one. Find one from somewhere. All right, we ready? We over 300 already. So I am cooking in lard. I like to cook at about 275. So when I put these half-froze catfish in there, it'll go down. And y'all, I have tasted of this breading just by itself. And it has a really good flavor. It's spicy. And the name of it it just says Superior Catfish breading. And yes, you can order that from Superior Catfish. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my other fish milling. I think on these catfish here, actually I got a new knife I'm gonna test. I'm gonna score these. And I'm just gonna cut it through about 3 times over here just to make sure that cooks all the way through, because some of these are a little bit bigger. This ain't necessary. I'd just do it on these whole ones. I think a lot of people actually do that. Let them sit in that a minute. I gotta go wash my bowl out. Roscoe, there's you a bite. I'm about out of gas in my big bottle, so people have asked me what it costs to fill that up. Well, I'm finna be able to tell you here in the next week or so, I promise you. I haven't filled up the basket fryer with oil, so that's why I'm still cooking in this lard. But I like cooking in my cast iron, and I wanted to kind of finish this off, finish this gas off, I had to get me a lid. I'm using my other cutting board. Let me turn it around where you can see. For a lid. Y'all, these cutting boards, this one behind me has got the Woodsman's prayer on it. Go to M4 Laserworks, and you can, on Facebook, Joey will fix you up, get you one of them. Y'all, that cutting board with that prayer on it ain't but $75. And I am a mite proud of this cutting board, and y'all need to get you one if you ain't, because this is a unique prayer. This is the only place that you can get one of these with this prayer on it. So what I do is, if I'm going to use this cutting board, and I really hadn't, but you cut and use the back side of it, because I know you're not going to want to get food and all that stuff, which it can be cleaned up. It is the same thing that this one is, and I have used this cutting board a lot, and I do use the lettered side on this one. And you can get one of these cutting boards. If you tell him you want this, I guarantee you he can fix you up. You'll have to specify that you want the little cutting board with the logo, or you want the one with the Woodsman's prayer. And y'all, it is a good cutting board. But I wanted to show y'all that in this video while I'm out here cooking catfish. So what I done is I started with this a little over 300 degrees. Them fish still had a little bit of ice and whatnot in them. So after you put them fish in there, it brings that temperature down, and it is cooking right about 275, which is about what I like. Slow, cooks them fish through to the inside without just really overcooking the outside. And Mama sent me out some French fries. She wants some French fries. We're gonna cook them. About ready to take some of these up. Let them cook. Them some big old pieces of fish. Them fillets are. We're gonna cook these fish tomorrow night, which it is Thursday as I am doing this. I don't know when I'm going to put out what video. I filmed a set power cooler video today, or part of it. And I don't know if I'm going to put it out yet or not, because I would like to go use their cooler with some stuff before I put their video out. I don't like just doing an unboxing like, hey, here this is, look at it, you know. But I know their products are good because I've been using the other one for over a year, and I really like it. So that was why I took the other one. But I've got a men's cooking tomorrow night at our church. It's a men's conference, and I'll be there Friday night. Not going to be alive on Friday night. So, you know, I may move the live to Saturday night. The only problem is I've got to prepare to preach the weekends. I'm kind of at a conundrum on what to do. I think I'm fixing to take these off, is what I am fixing to do. The flies, y'all, is horrible. That's why I've had to come up with me a lid for my stuff out here. All right, that's got to come out of the way. I got to get these. They're bread, and I like the way it has stuck to that and done. This is the first time I've actually cooked with it. I just tasted of it, so I wanted to cook with it to see what I like, how it's doing. So that is what I'm doing. All right. Y'all, there's a big old whole catfishes, which means they will be fine eating. Yes, sir. All right, done deal. We're going to let them cook a little bit. If y'all hadn't ever cooked catfish in lard, you need to try that at least a time or two in your life. It's a different experience. It ain't just like drastically different, but I like it. I thought I would, and I think a lot of times when you go into something thinking, hey, I'm probably gonna like this, you got a lot better chance of liking it than if you go into something saying, man, this ain't gonna be no good, you know. If you approach something with that mentality, you're probably gonna have a bad experience. I'm just gonna tell you. You know, you can't have your mind made up about something before you try to find out. You gotta kind of go at things with an open mind, you know. So y'all, in my battle to fight the flies, they are horrible around here. I mean, like, thick. I have strawed the chicken pens, and I feel like the chickens has a lot to do with why I got so many flies. But they seem to be everywhere I go. Might be me, you know. But I've strawed all of that chicken pen to try to cover up that wetness, and so I've got to figure out what I got to do to eliminate all of this, because I can't deal with it no more. It's done got bad. And for me out here wanting to cook this time of year, it's ideal to cook. Well, you get out here and you're filming these flies flying all over everything. I don't like it. I just don't. So if somebody's got an answer or a remedy, tell me what you're doing. I mean, they like a lot of flies. It ain't like 2 or 3 flies here, there, and yonder. It's they ganging up on stuff. I went down there and looked, and my corn is sprouted. I've got corn, thick stand of corn about like that. Tomatoes is doing good. The peppers is doing good. I hadn't looked to see. I had a few squash plants coming up. I didn't see no whole lot of them. I need to check my onions, but I well fertilized everything. We've had a couple of pretty good rains. I doubt I'm gonna fool with any peas. My dad, he planted some, and I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not, if I want to fish and do the stuff I want to do, I don't have time to be out there fooling with all that. And get knives made. And to get knives made is what's paying my bills. YouTube don't do that. I know some folks think it do. But some folks think a lot of things. I had a fella, he got upset with me, I believe. He had messaged me and asked a question about something he was doing. And I responded and, you know, give him some information and talk to him. And, well, then yesterday, but Tuesday, I rode to Tupelo with my wife, and we filmed that little bit about the antique stores. And I'll be honest with y'all, I was fighting with a kidney stone that day. And I wasn't going to get no work done anyway. So I come back, and yesterday I finally felt pretty good, which was Wednesday. So I was in there trying to get some knives finished up that people had done paid for. I am way behind, and like I'm not getting but about 3 or 4 knives made a week because I got so much other stuff going on, and I want to do so much stuff, you know. So yesterday I never really checked my Messenger, which I got locked out of my Facebook Messenger, but that wasn't a total problem. I got in it yesterday. I finally got in, but I never responded and went through the messages. I just didn't have time for it. So I ain't gonna blame getting locked out of the Messenger on this. I just didn't check them, you know. Well, this guy had messaged me a couple of times asking something, and I didn't respond within about 2 hours. And he just said, never mind. He said, I won't bother you no more. Y'all, I can't do so much. Be patient with me. I mean, don't get mad at me. If you get frustrated on talk, that's fine. I mean, but don't get mad at me like I'm doing all I can. And, you know, folks get mad. They just have to get mad. I can't help it because, I mean, there ain't but one of me. Thank goodness. It surprises me, though, about how quick folks are getting bent out of shape over a little bit of nothing. Oh, Lord. And the biggest thing that folks get really upset with me about is this do-rag on my head. They just can't grab and wrap their little head around the fact that I want to wear a do-rag. They think you need to lose that silly looking do-rag. It might be silly looking to you, but guess what? I like it. And the best way to do things is the way I like to do it. I told one fella, he said, you need to lose that goofy looking do-rag. I said, ain't happening. My head, I'll sock right on top of it, whatever I want to. I'd like to wear my hat some, but I feel compelled to wear this because people get mad and tell me that I need to quit wearing it, and I feel like now if I quit wearing the do-rag, it's going to be because, oh, we told you. I'm just that hard-headed. I can't help it. Pray for me. Lord Jesus. I have a good time with it, though. I ain't going to lie. Folks that tell me all the time, they said, oh, don't let people bother you. Hold up, hand. They ain't bothering me. I'm getting good content out of some of this and a good belly laugh out of most of it. I don't really let them get me worked up and frustrated. I don't. Because really, the biggest sign that you're doing good is negative comments. If you start getting a bunch of negative comments in this world, in the world of social media, that is a good thing. So if you're not getting some negative comments, you really ain't growing and reaching nobody, you know. It's hard to understand all of that. I feel like I'm going to get the good out of this gas bottle. Trying to find somewhere to lay that. I can't, if I hold it, I'm flopping it around and pointing and shaking it and everything. These big catfish like this gonna have to cook 8 to 10 minutes, something like that, to be done all the way through, I figure. If I could get that and flopped over in there. I don't know, I believe it's done. I'm fixing to start collecting some of these here. That fillet there is come all to pieces. It's a sample piece. Y'all know about them sample pieces? Sample. Go on, flies. Get out of here. Get you and yo out of here. I got some chickens down there fighting, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to let them fight it out. I've been down there and separated them, and I said, you know what? May the best one win. Oh. Now we got to dump them in these French fries for Mama. Mama said she wanted French fries. French fried potatoes. Mm-hmm. You knew I was going to do it. Ah. This is just about as simple and quick, down and dirty a cooking as they is right here. I tell y'all what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to cut this camera off, and I'm going to take these fish on in the house because I don't want the flies. It's raised up, and they can get under my lid now. I believe these is about done. Didn't take them long. Can't believe my gas held out. Ain't much in there, but it was enough to do the job. Oh, golden brown French fries. Y'all look at that. Look at them French fries. Dump them in that. I went and got me a Tupperware bowl, put them in. All right, we got all of them out. Got the gas cut off. Put that over there. So I know y'all probably been looking at my microphone down here. What I done is I got me a, and I know when I touch it, it makes a racket, but I got me a magnet. Stuck it on the inside of my shirt. Because this thing right here is already magnetized. It'll clip right there. And probably work good if I just clipped it there and left it alone and talked to it. So, because when I was asking about it, I had a bunch of people giving me advice. And they was like, but you're something a magnet. Well, it is magnetized. All I needed really was a piece of metal behind there. But I had these little old bitty magnets. Every time I put a piece of metal under my shirt, it'd get to rubbing on me and get to itching. And this was smooth, and I was like, that's what I'll do. So anyway, that's what I did. So, whoa. All right. So y'all, we got these French fries. I'll get you a picture in yonder. I can't take you in there unless I'll eat in there on the bar in front of everybody and do all that, because Mama's in there doing a live selling pottery right now. And y'all, probably some of you watching that. So we're going to put the lid on this. And that's going to be that. Thank y'all for watching the Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things, the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all want to go take a peek at Mama in there doing her live? Yeah, let's take a peek.